Welcome, all you beautiful souls, to your weekly energy update. We're going to be looking at the week of June 12th through June 19th, and we have a very wonderful super full moon in Sagittarius that's happening on the 14th. Now, it will be at like 5:51 a.m. Mountain Time, so it'll, of course, vary throughout the world wherever you may be at. But there's some wonderful things coming in. First of all, it is a super full moon, which means it's going to be closer to us. Like I have a little diagram here of this is the sun and this is the earth and here's the moon. The full moon happens when it's over here and it's shining, beyond the earth where we can see it. In the night sky, of course. But it's called a super full moon because the moon does not orbit in an exact, orbit, very exactly circular. It's more oval. So when it's, orbiting like this and it comes into a closer spot normally than when it's out here, these are when they are super moons. So that's what's happening. It's just closer to the earth, which means that it has more of a gravitational pull. It's stronger energy, and so it's going to be extra emotional energy. And oh yay, but what's great is that it is in Sagittarius, and so that Sagittarius energy really brings in this fullness, this kind of fruition. It can have some drama, either, exciting dark drama or exciting happy drama, because it can bring in that optimism and the good luck of that Sagittarius and Jupiter energy that comes in with that. And it always goes, Sagittarius deals with travel and international things, language, cultures, international business, even learning and education. So there's going to be a lot of themes that can be happening and being touched by this super full moon during this time. And we are definitely going to look into that, because the Sagittarius energy also allows you to see things from a higher perspective. So that's one thing that we will look at for your reading, is what can you see from a higher perspective this week. Another exciting kind of astrological thing that's happening with that super full moon is that the Neptune is actually going to square with the sun and the earth, and the moon. So that is not a super fun kind of energy that comes in with it, because Neptune is going to be whispering too. So there could be some confusion, there can be some self-doubt, some second guessing of yourself. And so that's one thing we'll look at too, is what is Neptune whispering in your ear about your worth. So we'll look into that too. But that's kind of like not the bad news, it's just challenging news. But the positive news is that Saturn is actually at a beautiful degree with the moon, which is basically Saturn's all about long-term gains and like extra oomph, extra energy coming in that's going to help you with some forward movement, especially since Mercury just came out of retrograde, like on around the 3rd or 4th, and towards the end of this week on the 19th is when we're completely going to be exiting out of even the shadow of the Mercury retrograde. So you're going to have all this energy to have this forward movement. So that's something else we'll ask, is what long-term gain can Saturn bring into you? And then, of course, we'll also dig in for some advice. So an exciting reading. I can't wait to get into this for you. I have going to provide a reading for each zodiac sign. And I'm going to go ahead and start with yours right now. All right, Cancer signs, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and this is just going to represent like what that Sagittarian energy is bringing in, where you can see something from a higher perspective in your life. Now, any of the cards I use in the reading, I do list in the description box below. Give these a quick shuffle, and we will jump in and get started here. Maybe, there we go. All right, so for our Cancer signs, what would you like them to be able to see from a higher perspective? All right, so we're right off the bat here. And you've got Broken Open. Beautiful, beautiful card there. A bright light of you within, and that is card number 28. We'll put that right under the full moon energy here. And yeah, 28 actually adds up to 10. 2 plus 8 is 10, so that is endings and new beginnings. And the key concepts for this energy is the gift of grief, being shattered as a result of loss, the potential inherent in failure. So there are situations in life when you see the value of loss, grief, and a broken heart. Yet it's not the pain or loss itself that must be the focus of your attention here. No, not even the story of what happened. The details surrounding what has brought you to your knees is not as important as what results from the experience. So can you see that this situation has broken you wide open? Maybe not totally, maybe in an area of your life, enabling you to have an even greater capacity for love, compassion, empathy, and understanding? You cannot be the same person as before. The only way forward is to move through it without resistance or manipulation, without attempting to bargain with unseen forces, because none of your usual fallbacks can put you back together again. If you do fall prey to self-absorption or self-pity, it will just make it harder to get to the next gradual phase leading to relief. Yet even if you are prolonging the inevitable, you will get there eventually. The gift is in the accepting who you've become as a consequence of integrating this difficult experience and allowing yourself to be more than you were. This wisdom comes at a high price, but the value of your experience of moving through and to the other side is unsurpassed. Love the you that is the result of being broken open by life's challenges and lessons. Wow. I love that. So definitely this higher perspective that you can see this week is that pain, that thing that happened in your life that seemed to be devastating. Looking beyond the story, looking behind the circumstances and the details and all that, looking at the beautiful you, the stronger you. I mean, you have moved through 100% of any challenge that you've ever had in your life, or you wouldn't be watching this video right now, right? You'd be dead. So you have such power and strength, and this higher perspective that they want you to look at this week is to see that, see who you've become, see how much stronger you are because of what you've gone through. And again, your capacity, your heart has had a rock, chipped away off of it so that your bright light, your true love inside can truly shine. We're also going to take a look here with the Black Tarot, and this is just going to tell us, like we were talking about in the beginning, what Neptune is whispering in your ear about your self-worth. So I imagine it has to do with this situation here. All right, so what do you want our Cancer signs to know? All right, there we go. And you've got the Two of Spheres, which would be the Two of Pentacles. This is talking about balance, really, because it normally has this infinity symbol that goes around it, which for me, it's this whispering of Neptune will try to give you this little worst case scenario to make it so bad it wakes you up. It's like, do you want to be cold? Yeah. And then it throws a big bucket of ice on you and you're like, do you still want to be cold? No, I want some fire now. It's like, I thought so. It helps us. Anything that comes from any of the energies and stuff that comes into our life isn't coming as a punishment or, as something to embarrass us or to put us down. It's to nudge us in the direction of our highest experience. It's always for us. All the planets love us and they want to help us with all of that. So this Two of Spheres is basically about showing you that there's a difference between this world that we live in that is ruled by fight or flight, which is basically the fear of losing conditional love. All these rules that have to be done in order to be lovable and acceptable and worthy, right? The other piece is usually, because it's usually like has one pinnacle up here and then one pinnacle up here. This one is the heavens. This is our true place of where we come from. This is just the character that we're playing here, but that actor behind the character is this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. So it's showing us that there's two places that we can live life through, because the spheres or pentacles is about our outside world, and it really is about our worth. It's two places we can pull our worth from. Either all this long list of unstable, conditional love laws that we definitely will not be able to meet, because some of them are even contradictory. It's all that trying to please all the people all the time, right? Ain't gonna happen. Or we have these, our worth that can be based on and rooted in the unconditional love of the creator of all things. That's stable, that's eternal, and there's no conditions. So there's nothing you can do to lose it. Nothing you can do to gain any more of it, because you have 100% of it already. So there's this focus. Neptune is really going, look at your worth. Look how, especially with all this circumstance that like has broken you wide open. That was so devastating. It looks like, yeah, see how worthless you are? See how bad this is? It's trying to show that it's like, why would you even want that? It's almost like you have this prince who is so loving and so endless resources, and from a kingdom of love, of milk and honey and beauty, and then you have this, other person who is, a thief, and they are in and out of jail because they keep doing things that's hurting other people, and they keep stealing from you and letting you down and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And it's like, you see, do you really want that when you can have this? Look at the difference between the two. See the contrast? And sometimes, in life, we get to experience other relationships that are not what we're wanting, so that when we do find what we have been really looking for all along, we're like, oh my God, I would not be so much appreciative of this person that I've met now had I not gone through all those others, right? It's like, you're like, oh my, you're not normal. This is what I experienced before. You see what I'm saying? So this is like this message of contrast, but they're definitely pointing out, look, when you judge yourself by this human fear-based side, look how disappointed it is. Look how disappointing you are, because you're in all these rules, this crazy fun house. And it's like, you want stability, you're not going to find it there. And so that's what this balancing that Neptune is whispering in your ear is actually for you. Excuse me. And now we know Saturn is going to be bringing in the possibility of a long-term gain for you. And so we're going to pull from the You Are Awesome card just to see what area that you could have this long-term gain come in. Now, Saturn, I was in my previous readings, I'm going, Saturn is not a nonprofit organization that's just giving away free gifts. Saturn does give you a challenge. Obviously, this is kind of the challenging that you're working for. And if you do the work and if you face the stuff, then this is the reward that you can get from that. So let's take a look here and we'll see what possible long-term gain can be yours. All right, so for our Cancer signs, all right, that one right there. That's hilarious. I love these cards. And it says, I reach out for love. Sometimes that brings a tweeter, sometimes a friend. So reaching out with love, this is like the reward, is that you can get a friend or a tweeter. someone who just makes a lot of noise, right? So I love that, though. This feels like this harvest, like this is the fruit that gets to come to you because of what if you do that work, then you can find that love we were talking about. Just that relationship, the example that they were throwing out there is perfect for that, right? And then we're going to pull from these Chinese tarot just for the any advice that Spirit has for you for this entire week. Specific clarity they bring for any of this. All right, so for our Cancer signs, what else would you like them to know? What advice do you have for them for this week? Okay, so they do want you to have these 3, that one, and that one right there. Get these straightened out a little bit, and we'll start with this one over here. And yep, you have the 6 of coins. So I laugh because this is coins or pentacles, 6 of pentacles. And this is about kind of equal giving and receiving and the understanding of what it means to give and receive in a relationship. I call it my codependency awareness card because the kind of the story that pops in when this card comes up in a reading usually is that it's the story of codependency. And I always try to admit that I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. And, as an enabler, you want to give, and you are scared to receive because somewhere in our life, all those expectations and all that, popular opinion somewhere taught us that if I can't give something to someone, then I'm not worth being around. And so we need to be giving constantly in order to feel like we're worth being around, right? That whole worth thing. And so usually, like when you meet somebody in the beginning, you'll allow them to give some to you to lure them in, so you're kind of giving as two adults in the beginning, but very quickly we switch from adult to mama bird, daddy bird to baby bird. And we give, and then they try to give back. We're like, no, mommy, daddy bird gives to baby bird, so you cannot give to me. We want to give, and so we teach them not to give to us, and we teach them to allow us to give to them over and over again until we're exhausted and we're empty, and then we continue to give until we're resentful. Sound familiar? I know it does to me. And then little baby bird, because little baby bird is not a baby bird, it's an adult bird. It's like, well, you won't let me give to you. I need to give somewhere else because I want to give too. So if it's like friendships and stuff, they'll give to other friends, or they'll, invest the energy into a hobby or working out, or to another group of friends or something like that. And then if it's a romantic relationship, they might give to someone else, because if when they're not able to give, their worth feels low and they want to feel good about themselves. So what do? They go give to someone else who will take from them, will allow them to give in the way that they want to give. So this whole message with the 6 of coins fits into all this relationship kind of message that was coming through here, which is that you are worthy of such beautiful love. And when you do connect to that higher love, that we were talking about, that balancing, when you connect to your unconditional love and let that foundation of your worth be based on the unconditional love of the Creator, then you don't feel like you have to give to be worthy. You already know you're worthy, so you can give. You fill up with the love from above, and they get the overflow. And if you both do that, then you have this beautiful give and receive. And it's not one-sided. It's a beautiful balanced, again, come back here to kind of this balance. It's a balanced giving and receiving that you have. So love that so far. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, the 3 of Cups. Cups are your emotions, and 3 of Cups is known as like the joy or celebration card. So you're joyful. You have the ability to connect to this beautiful joy and to feel happy again. There's also this additional message that comes with this specifically for me in my life, which they always come in this way. This also represents all of your beautiful posse of support on the other side. All those beings of unconditional love and light that are on the other side, like your guardian angel, your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones who are on the other side already, your ancestors, of course, creator and spirit, and just a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light. And this is their way of saying that we're here, we love you, you're not alone, and we love you unconditionally. There's nothing you can do to earn more love because you have it all, and there's nothing you can do to lose our love because it's unconditional. Not even one condition. That's all it takes to make it conditional. So you definitely have this spiritual support coming in here this week to help you through all this, but to have you connect with them. Feel them around you, with everything that's going on. It's like just getting out into nature, getting away from all the noise, taking some deep breaths, and just listening and feeling through your heart the beautiful love that surrounds you. And you have the Ace of Staves, or the Ace of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion. It's your energy, it's your spiritual energy. Ace of Wands is all about a new spark coming in, a new level of energy coming in. And I really feel like with this, as you go throughout this week and you allow yourself to see from this different perspective, it's like you get your energy back instead of using that energy to maintain the story, to maintain the pain, to maintain, just the suffering that you might have been going through for this experience that happened. You're allowing things to move, and you're allowing things to heal and to change and to transform. And so you don't need all that energy to maintain all that anymore, because you're realizing that you get to change your story about what happened. You get to see it from that different perspective. And in doing that, you also realize you get to choose a different way of feeling about it too. So love that new energy coming in. Yeah. So you have Ace of Swords. So you've got the Pentacles, you've got the Cups, you've got the Wands, and now you have the Swords. So you have all four areas of your life are impacted, which is great. This shows that you're doing wonderful, wonderful work with this. And the Eight of Swords, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your expectations, your attitudes. And the Eight of Swords is all about changing how you're looking at something. It's like moving to a new level within it. And the Eight of Swords usually has someone like blindfolded and then tied up, and then the swords are trapping them in. And it's basically saying that you become aware that it has been your thoughts and your beliefs that have been making you feel constricted. So when I was talking about changing your story of how you're looking at things, changing your perception of what happened, that's what this is about. This is about you being able to see that why you believed what you did about a situation is because of what you were taught earlier in life, that the popular opinion, when this thing happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. I'm supposed to be devastated when someone cheats on me. And then later in life, you might be able to transform that. I know I had several relationships where that happened to me. I had felt betrayed and stabbed in the back and used and all that kind of stuff. And I realized later that all of them were my teachers. They were continually pointing me back to me, showing me how I felt about myself. And so when I felt betrayed and I felt I was being disrespected, I realized how I was disrespecting myself in my life. And it's basically this beautiful mirrors that you're able to see. And that's how we're able to change how we're looking at things. And then your final card here is the Ace of Swords. So you have the Ace of Staves, the Ace of Wands there, and then you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords gives you the ability to, one, connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm that are all about being grounded in unconditional love. It's the truth of what really is. It also gives you the ability to slice away all these small t truths that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love, all those expectations that we're taught and all those popular opinions I was talking about here. So you are empowered because you have the Ace of Swords in your hands, you have this Ace of Wands to have the power and the energy, and you are making huge steps and huge movement in your thoughts and your beliefs about what happened here. So you're having this clarity that comes in, and basically very hugely sparking this week with this journey that you've been on. I kind of feel like you've already been on it, but I almost feel like it's been kind of cycling over and over and over again, whether it's the same type of situation that you experienced and experienced again and again. It could be different people, or with the same person, going back with them and them doing it. It's like whatever situation it is, you've been hurt and then you trusted and they got hurt again. And so you've been in the cycle and you've been learning it, but now you're ready to release it and to get off the merry-go-round. You're like, okay, I've rode that ride enough. Now I'm ready to step off into a different direction. So I love this message for you for this week, Cancer signs. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to the notification bell. When you go in there, if you check off the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like a video or you share a video, comment on a video, and especially subscribing to the channel, makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy, wants to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am, of course, very, very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you are looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, beautiful Cancer signs, as you go through this amazing week, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.